What's up, guys? We're back. Talking some WandaVision open spoiler discussion tonight. I missed last week. Sorry about that. But we're going to get into all the open spoilers this week from WandaVision episode 6, the Halloween special. I mean, what sitcom really was not complete without, especially in the 90s, right? Without that Halloween special. And, dude, they crushed it again. They crushed it. All they do, they're like DJ Khaled. All they do is win on this show, and they are killing it. I'm loving every second of it. I gotta promise you guys that. So yeah, we're talking open. Now again, open spoiler discussion, which means that there are spoilers going to be talked about openly about WandaVision episode 6. So if you've not seen it yet, you are not going to want to watch this right now. You'll have to come back later. But if you want to talk openly with me about WandaVision open spoiler discussions for WandaVision episode 6, I want to hear from you guys. Hit me up in the comments below. As my guy Rick chimes in, says, "What's up, John Wick? What's up, dude?" That was earlier today. Rick posted on Facebook a deep fake of me with John Wick. Dude, it was amazing. Thanks for that, Rick. Sean jumps in, says, "Holla." So yeah, if you guys want to talk, hit me up in the comments below. I want to talk all things WandaVision episode 6. It was amazing. I definitely want to talk to you. And again, if you haven't watched it, check out now, because we're open spoiler discussion all the way through here right now. You guys can comment in the comment sections again on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and also, of course, as always, you can hit me up in the tip link, streamlabs.com/movieidiots. Tip link is the awesomest, best way you can possibly comment on the show, because not only are you talking with me, but you are also supporting the show, which is awesome, and I really appreciate it. Also, don't forget, of course, to like, subscribe, and all that fun jazz. Make sure you share with your friends as well. We want to build this family build community. As Rick chimes in and says, "Loving WandaVision." Dude, yes. I am so loving this show. Everything about it, all the theories, man, and we're going to get into all of it. All right, so let's start from the top here. The show opens up, of course, it's the Halloween special, so you got Wanda in her costumes and whatnot. Now, one of the things I noticed right away when the show opened up is that they showed, previously on WandaVision, and they showed Pietro, but they showed the one from, so the Aaron Taylor Johnson one from Age of Ultron, which I thought was funny that they did that, because obviously we've seen now that the Quicksilver in WandaVision is your Evan Peters Quicksilver. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Obviously here you see Wanda in her classic Wanda costume, and that was awesome, of course. And then, of course, you had Vision in his classic Vision costume as well. So I thought that was really cool. I love how they made it so, Wanda said she's a Sokovian fortune teller, and Vision was supposed to be a Mexican wrestler and stuff. So I thought that was really funny. There was, of course, a little nugget there right away when Vision comes downstairs and he's like, "This is the only thing you had in my closet." So again, Wanda's really controlling him and pretty much everything he does at this point. As Sean chimes in, says, "The Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful inhuman mutants from Marvel Comics." Yes, she is. And she's showing it off, especially in this episode, right here in episode 6. So, yeah, it was crazy. And then, of course, we're going to get over here. You see Quicksilver. Again, this is the Evan Peters version of Quicksilver in the classic Quicksilver costume as well. So you see him. He uses his powers in the episode. So, the doubts on whether he is or isn't Quicksilver seem, anyway, to have been squashed, because he's definitely got power. So there's that. Let's see. We're going to go on to the next thing. Obviously, you get the kids, and of course, the kids dressed up in their costumes as well. And the dynamic too with Evan Peters Quicksilver and the kids, and how he's like the cool uncle, like the 90s cool uncle. So that was a cool little spin on the whole thing there. Really cool. And then we get to this guy, of course. So before I get into him, actually, so kind of the beginning of the episode again, it's setting up where Pietro Quicksilver, he's kind of pushing Vision. Vision's wanting to get out of there. He wants to do the neighborhood watch thing, and he's trying to get out. Pietro's like, yeah, just let him go. Let him go do his thing. And, obviously he's got some... Dude, there's something with him, man. I'm telling you. I have my theories, and I'll get into it on who I think he is. But for right now, it's kind of fishy how he's like, yeah, just let him go. And all Quicksilver wants to do is hang out with the kids all the time as the wacky uncle or whatever. And I think that's not by accident either. And then they're out trick-or-treating and all that stuff. And then it switches over to, obviously, outside the bubble, and that's where you get this dude right here. So, again, the director of S.W.O.R.D., and this guy is such a douche. Such a douche. And I will say, honestly, he so far is the only actor and performance on this show that I think is subpar. I'm not really sold on him and his performance in the show. But the good thing is I don't think he's a super huge major character on it. So, there's that. Shawnee Sean chimes in and says, Wanda would only need one Infinity Stone to give her limitless power. If given the Power Stone, she would be a goddess. Oh, so true. So true. But the thing is, Sean, is I don't know, because again, the Infinity Stones are supposed to be destroyed. And then the ones that they had at the end of Endgame, apparently Captain America took them back. So I don't know if that's, I don't know if the Infinity Stones are going to come into play, but we will see. We will see. The cool thing about this show so far is they have pulled out all the stops, and they're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So, anyway, getting back to this guy though, I love how he kind of gets into it a little bit here with Monica Rambeau and with Jimmy Woo and Monica and of course Darcy as well. And Darcy kind of calls him up. Oh, look, it's the guy who had his whole murder squad turned on him. And then he kicks him out of the bubble. And, there's that whole dynamic. So obviously they think he's up to something, and he obviously doesn't want them around anymore. So he was looking for an excuse to kick them out, and he did that. I definitely think he's got some nefarious plotting going on. I think he's doing something, and he doesn't want them to know about it. I do think it could be something as simple as like, he was experimenting on Vision's body, or it could be so much more like deeply rooted into this whole thing. Again, I think it's more. There's so much more to this, I think, than it's just Wanda, controlling a town. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. Of course, we get to Vision's kind of tailed off then and gone off and done his own thing. And you got here, he finds Agnes out at the end of town. She's all crazy. And all the people out on the edge of town are all like, zombified and not really doing a whole lot. He finds Agnes. Agnes is kind of sitting there in her car like this, zombified. He snaps her out of it. And then she's like, you're dead. You're dead. And she tells him that he's an Avenger, and she's like, are you here to save us? And he's like, yeah, I'd love to save you, but what's an Avenger? Which shows, again, in that exchange that Vision doesn't remember anything previous to WandaVision at all, which makes me think he's still dead. He's still dead, and Wanda is just kind of holding him together. And again, yes, that means that Wanda did have dead robot sex, but again, there's nothing wrong with that, because basically it's just like if she had sex with a broken dildo, because he's a robot. So anyway, Shawnee Sean says Agnes is great character. Agnes is hilarious. Yes, Agnes is awesome in this. And again, this episode, and it's the funny thing is she only has like maybe 2 minutes on the screen every episode, but she kills him. Every 2 minutes she has, she just kills him. I'm loving Agnes in this show, so I agree, totally agree. As Shawnee Sean says, dead robot sex, LOL. Yeah, dude, and that was a thing. Like, people were so up in arms. Oh, did Wanda do necrophilia? He's a robot. It can't be necrophilia because he was never alive. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, so then we get towards, so obviously Vision's freaking out about that. Vision then tries to get outside the bubble, and then he falls apart and he gets all tore up and ripped up, and that's where, oh, why can't I think of her name? I just said it. Darcy. That's where Darcy runs up and she's like, help him, save him, which then she ends up getting handcuffed to the Jeep, which is important because then Wanda finds out from one of the kids that, Vision's outside the bubble, and she does this where she expands the bubble and she shows off all of that power. And when she does it, that bubble's expanding. It's enveloping everybody, including Darcy. And oh my God, next episode, I really hope we get a Two Broke Girls. Come on. I really hope that Darcy jumps into the Two Broke Girls costume. Obviously, all the sword agents end up getting turned into clowns. So that was a thing. That was pretty cool. And then you get to this scene right here. There's Darcy. Okay, so then Darcy ends up getting sucked up by the bubbles again. I really think they're going to go Two Broke Girls on that. I really hope so. And then it ends right here. And this is such a great shot, man. Such a great shot. Right on Wanda. She's expanding the bubble. You see her, and then you just see the eyes dim out and roll credits. And it was perfect. Again, just a great way to end the episode. And they've done such a great job with all of it. I really think it just amazing writing, directing, performances are all great, except for, again, I'm not so sold on the performance from the actor of the sword guy, but you know what, I'll give it a pass because whatever. I mean, I think he's a minor character. He's going to have a minor role, so it's fine. So, all right. So now that I got through the whole synopsis of the episode, we're going to do one little quick thing here. Easter eggs we got. So there were quite a few Easter eggs in this episode. So we're going to go through all of them here really quick. I got a list. So the first one being this episode pulled heavily from Malcolm in the Middle. The theme song in the beginning, total Malcolm in the Middle. The way they shot the camera angles, how the kids broke the fourth wall and were talking to the cameras, all Malcolm in the Middle stuff. Really, really excellent job, by the way, of doing that. And if you put some of those side-by-side shots, I saw a couple of videos too where they had side-by-side shots of scenes from Malcolm in the Middle and scenes from WandaVision, and they were perfect. Such a great job with that. So the next thing we had, there was a little phrase uttered by Pietro, and he says, "Unleash hell, demon spawn," when the two kids are running away. He's, "Unleash hell, demon spawn," which is obviously a nod to this guy right here, Mephisto, who, this is my theory. Again, I think the Evan Peters Quicksilver character, I think he is Mephisto. One of the things that he is doing, if you notice, he never lies, but he never answers questions directly. It's very tricky how he answers it. He's not told a lie at all. He has used the truth to tell lies or answered questions with questions. So, like, when he first showed up, "Who are you? Oh, what? Don't you know who your long lost brother is?" He never said to her at all, "I'm your long lost brother." You know, he just said that. And then he goes, "Don't you remember trick or treating?" He asks a question. He doesn't lie. He doesn't make up something. He lets her believe what she wants in his answers. And it's a very important thing. I think they do it very much on purpose. And I think it's kind of like if any of you watch Lucifer, it's the same way. Lucifer, now obviously Lucifer is a DC comic character, but the same kind of premise. The devil doesn't lie. He uses the truth to tell lies or manipulate. And it's the same way with Mephisto. I really do think that character is Mephisto. So that was another Easter egg there. So the next Easter egg obviously was the Kick-Ass line, which was so awesome. Oh my God, of course, Kick-Ass being the actor Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Kick-Ass and also played Pietro in Age of Ultron. So obviously that was definitely on purpose. This episode also had a really awesome commercial, Yo Magic. And this whole thing with Yo Magic, so much going on. I really honestly think they gave us the plot of the entire show in this commercial. So some of the things said in the commercial are, I feed off of Yo Magic. And that was a huge line. I think, again, it's Mephisto, and he's feeding off. He wants Wanda to keep using her powers. I think he's feeding off of that, and it's helping build him. And that's, so that's kind of a thought I have. I really do think they gave away a major plot point in the commercial this week with the Yo Magic thing. So really cool. Again, awesome job. It's like after the animal commercials or whatever, really great job. Great homage again. They just kill it. It's just amazing to watch. I have so much fun with this show. And again, tell me what you guys think, man. I want to hear all your guys' comments and stuff in there. Comment below. Did you guys like the commercial too? I loved it. I thought it was great. All right, so next Easter egg I want to talk about. That is this one right here. And this is the, they have the Incredibles and the Parent Trap listed on the marquee of the movie theater. Of course, the Incredibles being a super powered family, and the Parent Trap, if you noticed earlier in the episode, the son is talking about how, you know, his parents are kind of fighting. The kids are twins. In the Parent Trap, of course, the kids are twins, and they trick their parents into, you know, coming together. This could be something coming up. Maybe the kids do something that brings the parents together. It's very possible. So that's a thought. So I think those were not by accident again. The next Easter egg we found here in the show, there are references 2 times to a nightmare, which, of course, there is a comic book character in Marvel Comics named Nightmare. That's this guy right here. So 2 references, one of them from Pietro and the other one from the leader of Sword. I forget it, Hayward or something like that. Both of them reference Nightmare. Again, I don't think this is by accident, and I don't think it's by accident that those 2 individuals specifically did the referencing. So, of course, the next Easter egg we got another amazing corpse shot with dead Quicksilver. Real quick again, unexpected. I'm loving all the zombie stuff going on. And yeah, so we had zombie Vision before. Now we have zombie Quicksilver. Oh my God, dude. Just, again, another jump scare type moment, showing how WandaVision has really committed to this horror aspect. They're really committed to the horror genre and going with that, and it's awesome. It's really amazing. So the next Easter egg we got after that, sticking with the zombie theme, and I don't think a lot of people noticed this. So this still you're looking at right here is a still from the original Night of the Living Dead. In WandaVision, in the scene where her son is telling her that Vision is in trouble, there's a movie playing in the background, and I'm about 99% sure it is the original Night of the Living Dead, which, again, I don't think is an accident. There are lots of theories going around in this show, including one that could be that everybody in that town is dead and Wanda has resurrected them. So they've mentioned a few times how you can't bring back the dead. You can't bring back the dead. I'm starting to think that everyone in that town is a reanimated corpse. That's a theory going around, and it could be very true. And having, again, Night of the Living Dead playing in the background on the show, I think just kind of cements that theory just a little bit more. So it's a thought. And then let's see, what do we got here? Oh, yeah. So the next Easter egg, of course, again, and this is a big deal. This scene right here where Wanda hits Pietro, she actually hits him with an energy blast after he says the line, your dead husband can't die twice. First of all, it's a 2-parter Easter egg, because part number 1, obviously Vision did die twice in the movie Infinity War. He was killed by Wanda herself when she sacrificed him to keep the Mind Stone away from Thanos. Of course, Thanos brought him back with the Time Stone and then killed him again, so he actually did die twice. But the reason that this is so big of an Easter egg is because there's no way Quicksilver could have known that. Quicksilver was dead. He was dead. So how did he know that Vision died twice? And I think that's why Wanda hit him with the blast. I think in that moment she realized, this is not my brother. She blasted him, and then she had, of course, had to expand the bubble to take care of Vision. But I think, honestly, I really do think that Wanda figured it out in that moment. She realized that line, and I think it was a big line, that, you know, he was not her brother. He is not who he says he is. Although, again, I keep saying he technically has not lied even once. What he has done is he has used questions to perpetuate truths that Wanda wants to believe. And he it's the oldest adage in the book. The best liars use truth to tell lies, or use questions to tell lies. And he is manipulating her to a T. It's textbook, and it's unbelievable how well, and hats off to Evan Peters too. The way he's playing this role, he is killing it and bringing that across, and they do a great job. Again, the writing on this show is so great. So that is all the Easter eggs and plot synopsis that I have for this particular episode of WandaVision. Again, I'm going to go over some commentary. I do have two tip comments sent in. So the first one was from my guy Del Mackey sent in a tip comment. He said, the layers of WandaVision just keep getting more and more entangled. I love it. Yes. So they do such a great job of layering the show and building it on itself. And then just when you think it's going somewhere, they pull a layer and throw another layer on top. It is so well written, and they're doing it's all on purpose, and it's literally to get us to do this, to talk about all the theories and what could be and who could be and who is what and what are their plans and this guy's up to this, and it's so masterfully done. I never would have thought this show was going to be this good. I have been so surprised. And again, yes, they do a great job of layering the show and doing an amazing job of kind of building that story. And again, they build up these layers, but then they'll pull one out. But as they're pulling one out, they're throwing another layer on top. It's beautifully done. It's master class on how to write a TV show. It's amazing. So thank you, Del, for sending that in. Appreciate that. Let's get to the next tip link here. I got Nick Papagiorgio. Nick Papagiorgio says, I'm still sticking with Quicksilver actually being Mephisto. Yes. So again, yes, I agree. I think that Quicksilver is Mephisto. I think that it is not actually Quicksilver from another dimension or another multiverse. No. I think this is Mephisto. I think he is using Wanda and he is manipulating her. And again, it's all in the answers that you're getting. When you pay attention to the answers that the Quicksilver is giving, that her brother's giving her when she asks questions or when she talks to him, he is so roundabout. He always changes the subject, or he answers her question with another question. And the biggest thing is he doesn't lie. Not a one time. And look, if you guys find a spot where he lied, I will take this back. But as far as I can tell, there's not been one occasion where he told something that wasn't true. Now, he has used questions to lie. So again, when she's like, who are you? And he's like, what? Can't a long lost brother see his sis? That's a question answering a question, but he never said, I'm your long lost brother. She assumed after that. So he's been very manipulative, and that's a very much a devil type thing, and that is Mephisto's role to a T in Marvel. So just amazing. And again, he's such a great job, and I agree 100%, Nick. I think it's Mephisto. I think you're right. So thanks for sending that in, Nick. And let's see here. Again, I'm going to kind of go over a couple of things Sean wrote in because I wanted to, because I kind of touched on them, but I'll dive in a little deeper. So he had said earlier, the Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful inhuman mutants from the Marvel Comics. And again, Sean, I totally agree. The Scarlet Witch, where is she going to go? So, obviously this is pulling heavily from House of M. Is this how Marvel brings in mutants? That's the big question everybody kind of wants to know. I still don't think that is going to be the thing, but we will see. But yeah. Sean also had again mentioned Wanda would only need one Infinity Stone and she'd be a goddess. Yeah. But again, I don't think Infinity Stones are going to have too much to do with this. And I also agree again, Sean, that Agnes is such an amazing character. And I think Agnes is a pawn, but she's a pawn not of Wanda, but of Mephisto. I think Mephisto is using Agnes to, again, steer Wanda in certain directions. So that's kind of my thoughts on Agnes as well. So that's it. That's all I got. Again, another amazing, hats off to Marvel. Just unbelievable job. They are killing it. Just killing it. Another amazing episode. I can't wait for next week. I'm going to go with some bold prediction here. Let's see. Bold prediction. I think we find out next week. I think we're going to get our baddie. We're going to get the real baddie. I mean, Wanda is the villain of this. Make no mistake. But she's the villain being manipulated right now. I think the true nefarious bad guy is going to show himself. There's only 3 episodes left. So I think you're going to at least get a much bigger, better picture of that. Or we get more flashback type material and they really explain some more of the backstory, because there's still so much that hasn't been answered of how the town was built. And if there are 3 episodes, this would be the one that might be a little less, so they might use this episode as exposition for the big 2 episodes remaining after. So it's very possible they go with that route too. But I still think in that exposition, I think we're going to find out who the baddie is. I think we're going to get our explanation on who is or at least a really bigger hint on who's really pulling the strings. I do also think we may get some more expo on Agnes as well, who she is and what she is up to. So that's kind of my big bold prediction for next week's WandaVision. So I can't wait to talk about it next week. Again, guys, don't forget, of course, to like, subscribe, share, and all that fun stuff. Again, we're trying to build this amazing fan and movie community right here, and we want to have tons of people talking WandaVision theories. We're going to do this again next week. I don't know when specifically, as I stated on the Movie Idiot Show earlier today. I got a new job, so my schedule fluctuates, so I'm a little unsure, but I will keep you guys posted in the comments section of my YouTube channel, so you can check that out and know, and also on Facebook as well. I'll keep you updated on when the shows are going to be. As soon as I know, you guys will know, so that's kind of the plan there. And yeah, so I want to thank you all. I want to thank Del Mackey for tipping in, Nick Papagiorgio for tipping in. I want to thank Rick. And of course, I want to thank Shawnee Sean for chiming in and on the live chat there. And I will catch you all next week on the Movie Idiot Live Show. And of course, next week for episode 7 of WandaVision Open Spoiler Discussion. Hope you all have a great week, and I will catch you all later. Peace.